There we go. A nice early start to the day in New Hampshire. Well, I've been thinking about this for a bit, and it's time to return to the abyss. If you didn't see the videos from last year, at the very end of this video, I'll put a link. Just look for it. It says 6 days in the abyss, where we, well, spent 6 days out here straight, exploring and detecting for old sites. And I'm just starting right on this line. As you can see, this section was the hell is that? This section was cleared, I don't know, probably a dozen years ago. This was not. But the peculiar thing woodpeckers. So the peculiar thing is, we're coming off of a hill up here where there's an established home site, was occupied for a long time, and then as you come down into the pit, there's a couple of interesting walls out here that kind of don't fit the rest of this immediate area. That's where I'm going to start, and then we'll explain more as we, well, get involved. I plan on spending the next few days out here, the next few videos, because my guess is, if I'm lucky, and I'll show you, everything is budding. So I probably have 7 to 10 days before, pretty much in a section like this, visibility is gone. And here's one of our walls. It actually, well, depending on how you look at it, it begins and ends right here, and then there's another one over there. And it's intriguing because it's, well, both walls are open-ended. They were done without compass. These are not south, north, east, west walls. They're just off from everything else out here. And a few things have been found detecting in this one little area, and you can see it's, you know, it's not smooth, clean land, but apparently people were doing things out here. And so here's the plan. We're gonna walk around in between these two walls. It's probably, I don't know, only a couple hundred feet in between, and they only go a few hundred feet that way. I'm just gonna walk around, detect for a few, and we're gonna take our time today, especially with the video. I'm gonna really give it to you guys so you can see it out here. We're gonna push further out into areas I have not, because the place is just huge and gotta see it. So let's go. So written history of this area tells us that people were trickling in about the 1730s. More back there, but close enough, general area. And most of them had left going into the early 1800s. So a lot of the land out here is not really improved, and the roads weren't improved, so there's just bits and pieces of the cart path that we can find. It's just all broken apart. It's difficult to read in a lot of ways. But just like where we are right now, two oddball walls in the middle of nothing, and it's Shotgun Willie, 6 inches deep. Nice. Typical, right? And then the other interesting layer of this area is by the Great Depression, there was less than 50 people in this town, but there was lots of cabins. They must have been practically giving the land away. So between old home sites and cabins and loggers' landings, there's possibilities. Okay, I just swung all the way across this thing. Pretty rough. No nail iron, nothing. Obviously one rip across doesn't tell you much of everything, but now we enter. So the river, it's a brook. I can hear it down there. It basically cuts this entire place in half. And through our previous trips, we have found 3 old stone colonial bridges spread extremely far apart, showing that people were moving through here. Well, being that I'm on this side, I guess I'm gonna skirt it and go that way. It's a heavily traveled game trail. There's our divider. That's the thing out here. It's rugged, but things pop out and surprise you at times. Just like a couple of the bridges of last year, or you come across a pile of loggers, camp debris, stack rocks. You just never can tell. Well, let's see how far we can get that way. And I didn't stick around up where the walls were, because I'm really, again, not so much out to find things as I am to just get in here. But I figure with those walls being up there and the space back to the river, it's a pretty curious area. Oh, this is thick. Yeah, this isn't too bad. And so we skirt river behind us, logged area up there. So you kind of use this as the example of what it could have looked like up there, you know, and where those two walls are before they slashed it. So I just skirted my way into another section that had been logged. There's some stacked rocks. So that's a good sign. And in the middle of nowhere. Figured cut my way through the edge of this back into the wood line, but didn't expect to see rocks out here like that. Well, there's the signs of long time ago logging. Actually, there's a fair amount of it back here. This is always something too that, you know, we add up to the cumulative of information of land accessibility these guys were getting out here. Probably, you know, 30s, 40s. Because with the river, some iron, and the rest of the awful terrain, it's not all easily accessible. Oh yeah, look at that. And a common find at logger sites. Big, heavy, braided cable wire. Well, a few 100 feet off, I found ruts where the loggers were coming in. So we just came from back there. We'll go that way. No kidding. Rock wall. So loggers' ruts come right in here, and as always, they seem to find the path of least resistance and find areas that somebody else worked. Well, that's a good thing. And it's actually an end cornerstone right there. There's nothing heading beyond it. So they must have followed it down and right in there. I'll swing along the wall. It definitely skirts where it was logged, you know, in recent times, and it just goes to show you with the accessibility thing, they all come in and work the same places over and over for a reason. And then that doesn't help. It is about 80 feet of wall. It ends right here. Like I said, the stuff just pops out and kind of surprises you out here. Huh. Well, it's warming up. We still have a lot of walking to do. See? Right there. Stacked rocks, middle of nowhere. Iron. What I'm looking at. It's big. Oh my God, I can't even move it. It's either an oxen shoe or a horseshoe. Yep, another strip of wall. And it ends right there. That's what drives me nuts about this out here. Somebody took the time. I don't know. I'm gonna stay right here for a bit and swing around. Because again, people, work, time. Let's see what that is. There is actually a pile of stacked rocks to the right of me. So at least there's a little bit more consistency in this area because of the first strip of wall and the last stack of rocks were pretty far apart and a ways away from here. Out here. I am picking up nails every now and then too. Oxen shoe. It was about an hour between that spike thing and that. So it's just really quiet. Well, I did accomplish a bit today of what I wanted to. I found where people were doing things out here. And it's been 4 hours, so it's not like I just walked out into the woods, found a little spot. I have been moving about, but the way I would describe this place and why it drives me crazy in a good way is it has a very incomplete feeling to it. So somebody made their way all the way out here from, you know, on the outskirts of the abyss. There's proper farms, heavily worked, and then you get out in here and you find pockets with 60 feet of wall. I ended up finding 3 piles of rocks. So somebody, again, was out here making the attempt to start to clear it. An iron spike, we did see a horseshoe back there, an oxen shoe, and a few nails. Why did they just do that? And it's not like it's just one spot like this out here. There's lots of little incomplete pieces. Yeah, fascinating area without a doubt. So in the next video I'm going to come out again and go further. I'm going to get down to one of the bridges, cross the river, and then check the other side. We did all this on this side of the river. We'll go on the other side where I haven't been and see what's out there. Alright, see you next time.